Get over here!
In case you guys are wondering, because I'm sure by the time you're watching this video, we've both finished everything of Fates at least once through, but, well, we've both been incredibly busy people, but he started with Conquest, and I started with Birthright.
Yes.
So, at this point, he's played Conquest a lot, and a little bit of Birthright, and I've played Birthright once, but, like, exhaustively. And only just started Conquest. So, that's where I'm at.
But yeah, that is what I like about Severa. She's a good unit.
Okay, so number 9 would be... Oh man, I'm having trouble remembering the order.
I'm trying to remember it myself. Oh, Meg.
Yeah, number 9 was Meg.
Huh.
I'll admit I'm a little bit amused by Meg.
I am, yeah, like, the thing about Meg is that while she's a terrible unit, all things considered, if you're damn lucky with the stat increases on her, she actually can be decent.
Well, and Radiant Dawn has, like, the bonus experience and stuff like that. Like, it's a lot like Fiona, because you said you don't hate Fiona.
I don't hate Fiona. In fact, Fiona can be legitimately good if, again, you're lucky with the stats and if you dedicate time into her. Once she gets up there, she's really good. She just needs to get up there.
See, not to bash on Fiona or anything, but as far as I'm concerned, I think Meg has more redeeming qualities than Fiona does, because Meg at least is something really interesting if you spend the time and experience points on her. I think Fiona, while she might end up better than Oscar and Kieran and Renning and Titania and Joffrey and Makalov and Astrid, because that game has a lot of paladins.
I see what you're getting at.
I don't think the ends justify the means in that case, but Meg is the only Meg.
I guess. I mean, she's a very unique unit, certainly. Yeah, I guess that's what I like about her.
I'm not trying to tell you not to like Fiona.
Yeah, no, I like Fiona. I do. And her character, when you get into the support conversations, somewhat. But anyway, she can be, like, Fiona can be good. Meg, what I like about her is that while her story, again, is a little bit meh, it's not terrible. And she's a unique character.
Okay.
And I appreciate the fact that, again, I mentioned this in the countdown already, she's not your stereotypical...
She's a different looking character.
Yes. That's the nicest way I can put it, honestly. It's still a little bit tough trying to, like, mention that without...
Well, because a lot of us looked at Meg the first time and was like, oh, she's ugly.
I didn't.
No, I didn't either, but I mean, I think that was a common reaction.
I suppose. And even then...
And the shut up Meg joke, which I know everybody was expecting.
No, I despise that joke.
It was too obvious.
I absolutely despise that joke. But then again, that's just me not being a Family Guy fan to begin with. I don't like that show.
Okay, but are there redeeming qualities to Family Guy? Nah, getting off track.
If you want the short version of the short answer, yes, there is.
Number 8 would be Laylam.
Laylam. She's an answer.
Yeah, but...
She is a useful unit.
Okay, but Devil's Advocate, Elfin's a bard.
Yes.
Why does it have to be Laylam?
That's the thing, though. Okay, if we're going to go in the direction, I'm not even going to use Hector anymore. Honestly, he's maxed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to use him anymore.
I mean, if we're still going to do Operation Hector Bomb, it's really just for show.
Yeah, which is fine with me. But anyway, the thing about Laylam, I don't like her personality, honestly. I think she's like your typical ditzy character and whatnot.
Yeah, though at least she's not mean-spirited.
She's not mean-spirited, and I like her relationships.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put it. Like, despite her support conversations, like, constantly starting with her screaming and, like, some of her supports, like, do revolve around her. Not all of them do. I like her support with, Geese. Because Geese is, like, this gruff, like, tough-looking bandit who wants to learn how to dance.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
And her conversations with General Douglas are very heartwarming.
Yeah.
I just wish she had a better attitude about it.
Yeah, it just
Like, ditzy blondes can be good. I talked about Lara Shell.
I'm very happy that, it makes me kind of happy that Binding Blade isn't fully voice acted, because I feel like Laylam would be insufferable.
Hence my point. But, yeah, the main thing I like about Laylam are her relationships.
Okay.
And she's a useful unit, all things considered. I mean, yes, Elfin does the exact same thing, but, she's got her perks. Like, I'm not gonna deny that.
Yeah, and I mean, Elfin's more on the physical defense side, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, but when you really consider it, evasion's evasion's better for a bard. Or a dancer.
I think a defensive bard is a really interesting concept.
It is,
personally.
Certainly. Like, I'm not saying Elfin's useless. In fact, he's extremely good.
Yeah, tank bard.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many bards. I'm something of a bard connoisseur. So
there's something I want to try.
What does Thor's Ire do?
Increases critical hit rate. Oh my god!
Wow.
Yep. That is how you use Thor's Ire.
Yeah. That's absurd.
But anyway, yeah. That's my take on Laylam.
Number 7.
That's easy. He's an excellent sniper.
Yeah, he is a good unit.
And, overall, like, it's not so much his personality, it's not so much his character, his role is cool.
Yeah, I like his function in the story.
Yes.
He does a lot for the team, story-wise.
Yeah, and if nothing else, that's funny.
I like him a lot more in Erica's story when you're actually spending time with him.
Oh,
because
certainly.
You get to see how competent he really is.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I've always preferred Erica's path.
Me too. Though Ephraim's path has the ship level.
It does.
And I like that's one of my favorite missions.
There is another thing about Ephraim's path that I do appreciate is that you get a little more out of Amelia.
Yeah. And you get the Dwessel story, and you get to actually fight, blinking on the name right now, Leon's father.
Yeah. I don't know I don't remember his name either.
It's gonna bug me, but...
Also, is it pronounced Dwessel or Dusel?
Oh, yeah, probably Dusel.
I don't know, Dusel sounds a little more appropriate to me.
I think you're right. Just, that's one of those things where I just kind of said it all my life. Like, I always say the Cheshire Cat, and I know it's Cheshire.
Yeah, Cheshire.
But I just always hear Cheshire.
I used to say Cheshire, but you want to know what actually got me to stop saying that? Bayonetta.
Huh.
Because Bayonetta calls Luca Cheshire. And I was like, huh, so that's how you say it. Oh my god.
Well, we got a rune sword.
I'm going to send the short bow down.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
We can grab another bow out of Merlinus if we need to. Or we could just give Merlinus a claymore and hit him with the up attack.
I wish we could
with,
do that, but I doubt that's a what?
Yeah, we got a Valkyrie.
What?
Not
like it's gonna do much.
Nope. It really isn't. Number 6 is Naesala.
I do have things I like about Naesala. I will say that.
I have a lot I like about Naesala.
You like Naesala. I don't.
I want you guys to know, I contributed heavily to that part of the script.
Yes.
And I like to think I helped broaden Oscar's appreciation of Naesala.
Not really. I mean, I will acknowledge Naesala as like a cool character study. He's got these interesting things about him, but really, there's only really one thing about him that I do two things about him that I legitimately like.
That he's like an actually interesting three-dimensional character.
He is, but not for me. I don't like him.
That doesn't make him not three-dimensional.
I know. I just don't like him. But what I was trying to say is one thing about Naesala two things about Naesala that I do certainly appreciate. His design is freaking cool.
Yeah.
And I love his battle theme. Wheeling Corby is one of my favorite themes from the Radiant series.
We gotta look alive here. Ella Wood's taking some
I know.
damage.
I saw him. He's okay.
We might want to duck him back into that corner with Sarah.
Mm-hmm. This guy's not going to reach him, so he's fine.
Yeah, but I mean at our
convenience. Yeah, no, I'm going to have Sarah come here and use a physic.
Yeah. I like that you're blazing the trail with Ella Wood, though.
Mm-hmm. Nice. There you go, Ella Wood. I mean, unnecessary, but fine.
The best crits are the ones you do when they're at 1 HP.
That. Okay, she's coming.
I really like
War.
I really like Naesala because, man, like, you guys weren't rude or anything. I'm not saying you guys were unkind to me, but a lot of people had a lot to say about me saying my favorite Fire Emblem game was Radiant Dawn. I did not get anybody, like, calling me out for it, though. Just very passionate disagreement, and that's fine. I am a story person, and I will say, replaying Blazing Sword with you, and also replaying it for myself in preparation for this Let's Play, did make me really appreciate the kind of deceptive complexity of this game's plot.
Uh-huh.
But combined, the Tellius games have my favorite story, because me personally, I like complex stories. I like a big interwoven webs with lots of characters, with lots of different, like, all of them have different motives and goals, and they make little alliances with one another. And I think Naesala is among one of the most interesting of those, that untangling everything that he's done and figuring out what his deal was, like, that was just like a major moment of discovery for me, and I like when plots can make me do that.
I mean, I can concede to that.
Because the thing is, Fates. This isn't a bad thing. This isn't a bad thing about Fates, but I notice a lot of ways the cast is very, very structured. And this isn't a bad thing, but you got your lords. Each lord has 2 retainers.
Yes.
Each side has, like, 1 bonus unit that's, like, important in their government, who comes out, like, depending on stuff that you build in your base.
Yeah.
Plus Susanna, who's in both, or Fuga, who's in Revelations.
Yeah.
It's not as big of a cast until you add the children, so each side has children. It's very structured, it's very symmetrical. I feel like in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, every single character has a reason to keep being there, to keep being in the army. They have a function in the plot. When they come back in Radiant Dawn, the writers knew where to put all of them in the world again so that it feels organic, and it doesn't feel like it was mathematically designed. It feels like a living, breathing world. And that is why I like Radiant Dawn the best.
And yet, for some reason, and I've expressed this in my countdown, this is just my own personal opinion, I agree with you. Radiant Dawn definitely, like, Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn certainly have, like, one of the, if not the strongest plots and the strongest, like, overall story in the series.
Yeah.
It's just a little too much for me.
And that's fine.
Like, I feel like I can't enjoy it as much as I would like because of how much is being thrown at me. I think that might be part of the reason why I didn't like Naesala too much either, because I just couldn't come to appreciate the unbelievably unwinding gambits that were going on all over the freaking place.
I mean, if you want to simplify it, if you want to not figure out why he's doing it, then you can say that he's a villain, but there's a worse villain, so he's working with you.
Like,
there you go.
Basically, like, if you want a simple answer to it, he was bound by a blood contract.
Yeah.
And that's totally understandable. It still bugs me, though. Here's the thing. I don't like Naesala. But I think because of the fact that I didn't take the time to figure out everything that was going on in the Radiant series' convoluted web of a plot.
Yeah.
I think that contributed to it.
Yeah. See, I'm the kind of guy who reads Game of Thrones and Harry Potter and keeps track of every tiny little character and their track through the entire books.
And that's why I have you as my co-writer.
Yeah.
You find things that I don't.
So, for me, Radiant Dawn is a freaking treasure trove. Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Most Fire Emblem characters generally have something going on when you learn about them. It's just... I don't know, I can't think of another game where it's quite so organic. And that's what I'm really liking about Blazing Sword, actually, is like... Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit.
Yeah,
how natural kind of all of these characters fall into the story.
So, we've been using the rings a lot here.
Yeah.
Which is about time, if you ask me.
Yeah, I can't think of another time we're gonna get that much use out of them.
Ellawood's getting some much-needed experience. Let's have Lynn get some, too. With her newly repaired Monikati.
Nice. Good use of hammering.
Thank you. Alright, so after Naesala...
Yeah, sorry, need a quick breath there. Whoo!
This is basically like our conversation chapter, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, we're just discussing so much because...
We don't really have much to talk about.
It's kind of a slow going right now.
Yeah, it's very methodical.